Good morning, Neverland. Banks of Loch Lochy, day 2. Look at that. Sun's up. There's a bloody tree in the way. Hang on a second. Sun's up. It's absolutely stunning. Look at that view. That's my breakfast view. It's just about 8 o'clock on day 2. We've got another 12 or 15 miles to walk today to North Lagan Locks and possibly beyond. Nathan's struggling with his breakfast. We camped in the woods, literally 30 metres, not even 30 metres, where are we? There's the tents. 30 metres from the edge of Loch Lochy. It's a cold night, there was a breeze coming across the loch, but it's not been too cold, not uncomfortably cold. It's a bit chilly this morning, but with that sun up and the weather forecast for bright blue skies for the rest of the day, we should crack on and have some awesome weather with us on our side. And because we're on the northwest side of the loch, we'll have that sun on us all day long, so I'll come back tanned on my right hand side. The left hand side will be pale as a ghost. So yeah, we'll catch up with you on the trail a little bit later on. Just going to have a spot of breakfast and coffee. So here we are, banks of Loch Lochy. This is where we camped last night. Tents are down and no evidence that we were ever here. Ooh, sound like serial killers. Right, so we're just getting the gear on. We're heading around that headland in about, I reckon we'll be there in about an hour. Got to go inland a bit and then up the contours on the side of the hill and back down into there according to the path. And then we're heading towards Lagan Locks and North Lagan. So hopefully today we'll master another between 12 and 15 miles, depending on the terrain and obviously on our own abilities. Because we haven't done a lot of this, but we should have done a bit more. I regret not doing more, but it wasn't too testing yesterday. And these are the views at breakfast across the loch. Sun's up. Beautiful day, cool breeze, perfect conditions for walking, all layered up, got everything we need for the trail. Temperatures tonight set to hit -1, -2 according to the weather forecast, but we're geared up. I've got a 4-season bag now, so I shan't be cold. Nathan's got plenty of layers, so he shan't be cold. And if all else fails, we'll set fire to something and stay warm.
If we can set fire.
If we can set fire. We had a miserable attempt at doing a campfire last night. There was quite a lot of damp kindling and we just couldn't get to. It went for about 5 or 10 minutes and smouldered for a while, but we just couldn't build on it. Anyway, that's us for this morning. Catch up with you on the trail. So we're just a couple of miles in from where we started this morning. We're at a place called Clunes, C-L-U-N-E-S. And Clunes Bay, just been reading, was the site of some very intense training for commandos for D-Day landings. They mocked up landing craft and under live fire they trained for D-Day landings, night and daytime as well. That must have been incredible to be part of. Very scary, very brave men. But yeah, there's a lot of training sites around here for commandos. we found some information down at Gairlochie that the commandos still train with £40 packs, full battle gear and their rifles, and they've got to yomp 7 miles through the forest, up and down some strenuous territory. It's a spectacular place to be, but I wouldn't want to be training as a soldier. I mean, my pack's about 14 kilograms with a litre of water, a little bit heavier than it should be, and I wouldn't want to be running with that, and I wouldn't want to be carrying a rifle either. So, well done guys, very brave men. But it's absolutely stunning, it's really beautiful here. Just walking through a forested section back down to this Clunes Bay, and then we're heading up towards Fort Augustus. We should get to Lagan. Lagan's about 8 miles from here, and it's quarter to 11, sorry. So we should get to Lagan the latest 3 o'clock, maybe a bit after with a lunch stop. We tend to stop for about an hour with lunch, and then from there we'll just keep heading towards Fort Augustus. So be another 10 miles to Fort Augustus. We'll probably pitch up about halfway between if we can find a suitable spot, and that'll be us on day 2. He's gone. You scared him.
Oh shit.
You shouldn't have moved. He was coming straight towards us. He's gone. So we've just had lunch down a nice little beachy bit. Noodles with some extra herbs that I packed for some flavour, extra flavour, and a bit of flapjack, a cup of tea, and all in all about an hour's worth of relaxation. Made the fatal mistake of taking my left foot out of my boot because I thought I had a bit of an issue, and I did have an issue. It's been a bit painful trying to get my foot back in the boot. I've taken some ibuprofen, which should help reduce the swelling, and hopefully it'll ease off as we carry on walking. It slowed me down a bit. I wasn't expecting to have any problems this time, but these things are sent to try us. We're about a mile short of Lagan Lochs. We're going to try and get about halfway from there to Fort Augustus, which means we'll have covered about 25 miles, 26 miles in the first 2 days, which is alright because that'll be about target 13 miles a day to hit Inverness on Friday late afternoon, early evening. Speak to you soon. Right, just a couple of quick videos here. We found a spot to camp up at the end of day 2 on the banks of Loch Oich. We're about a third of the way up, not far from Invergarries. We've done 2 or 3 miles more than we anticipated doing today, and we're going to call it quits because the next stop is Fort Augustus, which is about 5 or 6 miles down the trail. Fort Augustus is pretty much halfway, so we should hit that just after lunchtime tomorrow, maybe 2 o'clock tomorrow, halfway through our 3rd day. So potentially at that pace we'll be done on day 5, which should be awesome. Well, this is the view from my tent, which I'll have tomorrow morning, and we've just lined up for the sunset. It's about 6:30 on Monday, Bank Holiday Monday. You guys are all in the pub and then trying to find a taxi to get home, or drinking too much Prosecco, figuring out how you're going to get to work tomorrow. Me and Nathan are here, right in the middle of it. It's absolutely stunning. We've been blessed with the weather again. We've had some chilly winds, but it's been mainly dry and bright all day, and the sun is absolutely cracking flags now. It's red hot in here. I'll show you around the campsite in a minute. So as promised, this is the campsite. This is the view from the top end, looking across to the west side of the loch. The sun's got probably about another hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes before it dips down behind that lot over there. So we're in for a spectacular sunset if it stays fine. We're right on the banks of Loch Oich. Nathan has pitched his tent just to the back of me, further up into the tree line, and I'm kind of like on, well, actually I'm probably further up than he is. It's reasonably flat, bit of stone underneath there. I've bent the peg, but the tent's nice and stable. That's my Fango Helium 1-man tent, which weighs 1.1 kilograms. It's absolutely awesome. Somebody has kindly provided us with the makings of a fire and a bit of a bench, so we're going to be trying to get that lit a little bit later on. Hopefully we'll have more success than we did last night. We'll have a wee dram of whiskey bar. I've got some Talisker with me, so we'll have a few drops out of the flask a bit later on. But this is where we are for the night. So day 3 sees us get to Augustus, Fort Augustus and beyond. And hopefully the weather will remain the same. It's forecast to drop cold tonight, around about 2 degrees, but I'm not too bothered. We've got all the gear that we need to keep us warm. And tomorrow should be fine and dry, but Wednesday and Thursday there's forecast a bit of rain. All day Thursday it's due to rain, and Wednesday afternoon it's due to kick in about mid to late afternoon. We'll see how it goes, but at the moment this is what we've got and we're making the most of it. Spectacular. The intrepid Boy Scout lights a fire. Seems to be going well. It's like a crazy game of Jenga.
Yeah.
We set fire to the Jenga set.
Yeah. If you lose, you don't get to eat.
Itch your fingers. Bloody hell. Sun's just gone down over there. Wasn't quite as spectacular a sunset as we thought it were going to be, but there's still lots of lovely light in the sky, and it's time are we on? 8:15 in the evening. It's not dropped cold yet. It is chillier than it was earlier on. The breeze has dropped, and once again, as I said, we are blessed with the weather. time and that. Sun's gone down. Sky's getting dark. Couple of stars out. Wow. Something so primeval about a fire.